Right then, Downs members, this week we're talking chipping. Basically I'm going to talk about maybe a slightly different setup and technique than you normally use. I'm not saying it's right for everyone. It might be just worth giving it a go, having a bit of a play about with it and see if it can benefit you anyway. For anyone who's maybe struggling with their chipping at the moment, it could be a technique that gives you some sort of success. And maybe even if you feel happy with your chipping, this slightly different technique might help you when it comes to bare lies or tricky lies or grass that is growing against you. You actually might find more success with this technique than actually what you've been doing before. So basically the difference is we're going to try and encourage the club through our setup. Obviously if I hold this club in the fingers here and I swing it up, that club just wants to work like a pendulum down and through. Obviously if I pull it inside the line, it will work as a pendulum, but it's sort of going around and then trying to find its way back to square. So rather than standing a long way away from the ball, we're going to get in really tight, try and get this shaft as vertical in that pendulum sort of action as we possibly can. When you set up, you might feel that you're getting the toe on the ground and the heel coming off the ground. Don't worry about that. That's fine. I mean, there's not going to be big ground contact which is going to spin the club face open, so we've got no issue with that at all. And actually the plus side is there's going to be potentially less of the sole of the club coming into contact with the ground, so maybe less chance to hit it a bit chunky behind the ball. So my setup is going to be, like I say, hands very vertical, standing very close to it, arms almost in a straight line with the shaft, and from there we're just going to be feeling back and through. If I go from this angle, so hands very vertical or shaft very vertical, arms, so again feet fairly close together, maybe weight just favouring the front foot, but just trying to feel from here. It's that pendulum action back and through which the gravity this club naturally wants to follow. Coming from this direction, so again club travelling very much up and down the line. Okay, so I'm going to hit a couple of shots just to make it quite tricky. I'm on concrete here, I'm trying to go up onto the green, so even from a tricky lie with this technique I feel very confident about getting a result and maybe not worrying about hitting the ground and bouncing the club into the ball and thinning the ball. So let's play a couple. Nice and vertical. I think it might be a penalty shot that. So again, really hardly any ground interaction at all there, but obviously I've played it nicely, ball's up there onto the green. On this one I've actually put it in the crack of the paving slabs here, hopefully to try and just prove a point. Take that setup again, like I say, the toes touching the ground, the heel's actually off the ground, weight forwards, back and through. And obviously you can probably hear there, I actually came into contact with the ground, but it was only the toe that was catching the ground, and the club's gone through nicely, lofted that club up the steps, no problem at all. So like I say, this isn't maybe the answer for everyone. I do think people who are struggling for chipping, it just means there's sort of a lot less hand action going on, and it's much more of a pendulum action. You might find some results. For people who feel happy with their chipping, for difficult lies, tight lies against the grain, you actually might find you get more benefit from having a go with this technique. Like anything, just play around with it, have a go, see if you gain anything from it. You might not, but it might be a really good answer for a lot of shots. Hope you've enjoyed that, hope it's use. Any questions, ask me down below, give me a call, like and subscribe below. Keep enjoying your golf.